All right. Going live. We're live. We are alive. We're live and alive. Hey, that's not where I put that. That's where I put that. Okay. So, what's going on in silver, you ask? Well, that's easy. It's fighting its way back. Let's see. We were down all the way to 71. Whoa. No, it was lower than that. It was lower than that. What was it? 72? Oh, shit. Maybe it wasn't lower than that. 70 something? 70. 70. I'm showing 72, but I don't know. It seems wrong. Okay. Oh, well, it shot up at 80. It got up to 84. Now it's at 83. All right. Well, it's fighting the good fight back up. Um, Again, it opened at 79 and it's already up 4.7%. So how long does it take statistically? Margin calls on silver. Yeah, that is what killed it. What happened was basically they did the same thing they did in December, but they combined it with a bunch of hype bullshit, false rhetoric, and propaganda. And this time it actually worked for a minute. See, the problem is that in 1980, when the Hunt brothers were trying to create their own currency, I know everybody says they were trying to short the market and blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm not buying that at all. But when they were trying to create their own currency, there was this thing that happened where they wanted to shake out all the guys who were just playing, having a good time and manipulating the market by leveraging, increase the margin. When you increase the margin amount, you deleverage it. When you deleverage it, the people who can't afford to deleverage automatically get kicked out. And when they get kicked out, it drives down the price. And then the second tier down from there, all of a sudden gets margin called and kicked out. Now, if this is done in the middle of the night like it was before, what happens is by the time you wake up in the morning, you're done. You're out. You're gone. So, if you can do that, yeah, the market's manipulated, but it's not manipulated the way they thought it was going to be. It's not as easy this time. They did it twice in December. And in December, when they raised margin requirements, everybody went, yeah. So, and it shook out a few people, but just very temporarily. This time they went hard and they combined it with a bunch of propaganda about the dollar getting stronger and this hawkish Fed chair and all this other bullshit on a Friday, thinking that that would have the effect of letting everybody that lost their ass because they got shaken out of the market, that over the weekend, that fear would turn into panic and that panic would spread and become a pandemic, a panicdemic. I just made that up. So um, it didn't work. Silver dipped again. Well, as of right now, it's up. It dipped down to 70. It opened at 79 and it's at 82. So we'll see. It's going to be a fight for a while. I mean, in the last month, it's only up 13%. The last 6 months, it's only up 117%. So not exactly, yeah, this isn't exactly, oh shit time. It's like, okay, when you look at where we're at, 13% in a month is unbelievably good. Yes, you should buy the dip. Everybody should buy the dip because the dip is not a psychological roadblock. This isn't where, okay, we tried to ride it up, we tried to manipulate the market, we tried to make it go one way, and it just didn't work the way we thought, and now we're screwed. It's not like that. This time, This time there's an absolute physical necessity for this metal. You can fuck around all you want, but you're going to find out there's a physical necessity for this metal. Period. That's the end of the story, folks. There's nothing more beyond that. It's not like, oh, and no, this is it. There's a physical necessity for this metal. Yeah, I mean, buying on the dip is just a good idea. And look at today. Well, today basically is tomorrow because we're talking about trading overseas now, but we're talking about Globex. But let's look back at all right, February 1st, January 30th, February 1st, February 2nd. Yeah, 72 as of this morning. So, I mean, come on, folks. It was literally 72 and now it's 82.20. So, this is not the bottom. And just to remind you, we were at $120.88 just a week ago. So silver is still in demand in technology, in extreme demand. How long can they keep it down? They might be able to force this sort of standoff for a week, maybe. I'm not waiting that long. I'm going to be doing a couple things. I found out that Pan American Silver, which is now just called Pan Am has, from what I can see, 2 silver mines that they have guaranteed resources, reserves, reservoirs, whatever you want to call them, of 500 million ounces each. So if you want to buy a mining stock, and I know a lot of you do, a lot of you ask me about mining stocks, I'm going to say that Pan Am might not be a bad idea. Now, Wheaton's not bad, and I have studied Wheaton as well, but I'm going to say that when it comes right down to it, Pan Am's my favorite. There are some very small, over-leveraged companies out there, mining companies, that will probably explode, but probably is not something I like to recommend to my clients. That's why I'm telling you, buy lots of physical silver. 82 is probably, this will probably be the last time we ever see 82. Okay. And remember, I said that for those of you who asked, remember I said that at 50 and I said that at 65. I don't like platinum. I mean, it's done okay, but until there's an absolute reason for it to kick ass, I don't think it's necessary. I mean, catalytic converters, okay, great. Jewelry, sure, okay. Make something electronic without silver, though. Not going to happen. So silver is the play for now. I bet when all those new USB chargers break, yeah, that's true. You'll need silver and platinum and zinc. Maybe. So did you guys hear about Douchey Bank? I always call them Douchey Bank because Deutsche Bank just seems to fall from one scandal to another, and yet they manage to survive. How? I have no idea. But they were raided again, fraud or mishandling money or who knows what, fucking raping hippos. Who cares at this point? Let's just understand. Let's all just fucking realize, believe, and know that the Department of Justice is a criminal organization, and that banks are all criminal organizations. They slip and slide through the cracks that are greased with billions of dollars in campaign pledges. They are absolutely not necessary. They are absolutely poison for any society. And they are controlled by a small group of very hateful, disgusting people who say things out loud that if I said out loud, I would be thrown in jail for. They would call it hate speech. But they're allowed to say it all the time, constantly, nonstop, about everyone. I don't know anything about XRP, but silver. Yeah. Well, XRP is, XRP is like the plumbing. Let's put it that way. It's the plumbing. And then you've got the plumbing, and then you've got the water. Whatever water you choose, whether it's sparkling water or tap water or whatever, whether it's, Bitcoin or Ethereum or Polkadot, whatever coin you're using, Doge, you would use it on the XRP system. So you would be running it through the plumbing that is XRP if the world chooses XRP. So theoretically, that's not a problem. As long as we know that XRP is the one that they choose. Now, is it going to be? I don't know. No, it doesn't seem it's taking off to the moon yet. But then again, maybe that's just because it hasn't yet. And it's possible. It's possible it will. You never know. I mean, that's the thing about speculative investments like XRP. They're speculative. Throw your money in there and just go for it. How many times are you going to say, hey? Or is this a song? You're writing a song. Hey, hey, hey. I need people to look at me because I'm a dipshit. So I chose an offensive name. My handle makes old women want to puke. Nuclear will make money. Well, I mean, if you're talking about having a nuclear weapon, yes. Everybody that's got a nuclear weapon has money. Ask North Korea. They were nobody till they got a nuke. And now they just rattle the sword a little bit and everybody throws money at them. It's pretty smart, really, if you think about it. Let's see here. Raw minerals. I could be wrong, IGS, but I think you're describing dirt. And yeah, dirt's good. We call that real estate in this country. I own some dirt. Of course, it could just be potting soil. I mean, hell, I don't know what you're talking about. So, let's see here. Let's go to Zero Hedge. See what these goobers have got to say for themselves today. Private credit stocks crash after shock report reveals huge exposure to collapsing software sector. That was a mouthful of nonsense. When will gold and silver bounce? The world's top precious metals traders share their views. No, they don't. No, they don't. That's bullshit. Yeah, I worked real hard to get a PhD and then an extra doctorate just because, in case I needed to wipe my ass with something. And then after all that work, and now that I make $25 million a year for using big words no fucker can understand, I'm going to give away the farm. I'm just going to tell you how I'm going to make my clients more money than I'm going to make anybody else, or that you're going to make. No. Woo! Israel surrenders to the truth and admits 70,000 people were killed in Gaza. Oh. Oh, man. All right, you guys, just remember that number when you watch the Super Bowl and you realize that the Super Bowl has about that many people packed into that stadium, the entire stadium. Imagine killing every man, woman, and child, especially the children, because the average age in Gaza was very, very young. It was like 20 something years old because old people didn't live long there. So mostly what they killed was children. And by the way, almost almost 70% of the people in Israel said that they thought it was okay. They said it was acceptable to kill women and children in Gaza. Mm. I wonder why the paradigm has shifted away from the Israelis being the victims in the world. I can't imagine what would make that paradigm shift so dramatically. Can you guys imagine what that might be? Because I can't imagine what that might be. Although a former cabinet member for Obama might have said it best. She said, "You know, we've got to change the way that we teach about the Holocaust because young people are seeing how big, strong Nazis took advantage of weak, starving Jews." And that was like when slaves were being persecuted by the big, strong, well-fed white slave owners, and so they see the stronger people taking advantage of the weaker people, and then they see in Gaza they see these big, strong Israelis that are well-fed taking advantage of these weak and starving and dirty Palestinians, and they think, oh, okay, we have to fight the stronger force to protect the weaker force, which of course is not true. And I thought, I saw this today, and I thought, she's literally she's literally so completely and totally bought her own bullshit that she can say this out loud. She can say it's okay to kill women and children if you have to do what you have to do. And she's saying this openly, like, you guys get that, right? Like, these kids, she even said that these kids, they see these horrific videos of this disgusting carnage, and then she tries to have a conversation with them, and they don't listen, because you try to tell them facts and figures, but then they see the carnage. But then you try to reason with them with facts, and then they see what's actually happening. And so you can't reason with them. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yes, social media has allowed these kids to see what is going on, and they are stunned. They're appalled at the carnage. And then you explain to them in your very sterile, laborious terms, well, you see, this is actually really necessary. And believe it or not, Palestinians don't have a right to be here. This is our land. And therefore, it's okay for us to kill all the women and children, especially the women and children, because, if you don't kill the kids, they could grow up. And God forbid you let Palestinians grow up. Wow. It's not even 100 years after the Holocaust, and the servant has become the master. The victim has become the perp. Woo! What am I living in crazy town here? That's nuts. Well, yeah. Guess what, guys? I just got my live access removed. I just got kicked off of TikTok. 3 guesses as to why I got kicked off of TikTok. Hmm. Let's see. This violates, let's see, violent and criminal behavior. They are saying that I committed violent and criminal behavior. Let's go ahead and screenshot this. This is a goodie. This is a goodie. Wait a minute. What? How the fuck do I screenshot that? Did I forget? No, I didn't forget how to screenshot my own phone. Okay. Oh, I was hitting the wrong button. You gotta be kidding me. It won't let me screenshot. Oh, this is crazy. Oh, I got it. I got it. Do I agree with this decision? No. Does not contain the content mentioned. No. It's not criminal. It's not violent. Not what I'm saying. What they're doing is 1.8 billion ounces traded on Friday. That's funny. As though they had 1.8 billion ounces to trade. They have 100 million ounces in COMEX. They are so cheating right now. They are cheating. Well, what can you do, man? All right, let's do this. Let's go to, that would be one of my clients saying, hey, man, what's going on? Let's see. Let's go with, oh, actually, you know what? I just realized I didn't send a tracking number to one of my clients today, and I need to do that. So I will do that right after this live is over. I didn't think it was going to be over that fast on Tiki Tack, but you know, holy shit, man, they're really cracking down. You say shit about anybody who's in that one tiny little powerful country that runs the world, and you get slapped the fuck down. Woo! All right, I remember what I was looking for. All right, now I don't know if this is going to work on here. I think it will, because you're going to be able to hear this, and it'll be all right, here we go. I've played this many times. So listen. All right, so you guys couldn't hear that, huh? All right, let's do this then. Let's go ahead and play it here. Let's try it on here. Let's do this. Okay. This is weird. Where this should come up automatically. I am not sure what to make of that. Okay. Let's see. Let's go with balance. Boom. All right, guys, you'll definitely hear this.
Let me explain quickly what
No,
that is.
that's not what I wanted. Um, okay, let's go. Here we go.
It's really important. I mean, it's a little bit conflict. It's really important. I mean, it's a little bit conflicted, right? I mean, it's important that people understand they can be bailed in, but you don't want a huge run on the institution. But I mean, they're going to be. People need to know, but I don't think you have much hope of reaching the public that doesn't have a professional need to know. I completely agree with that. I almost think you'd scare the public if you put this out. Like, why are they telling me this? Should I be concerned about my bank? Like, my insurance company doesn't tell me what they're doing with my assets. They just assume they're going to pay my claim, right? I think you've got to think of the unintended consequences of taking a public that has more full faith and confidence in the banking system than maybe people in this room do. So
okay, that's really taking a public that has more full faith and confidence in the banking system than the people in this room do. Now I'll tell you who was in the room. That was the board of directors and the chairman of the Federal Depository Insurance Corporation, the FDIC. Yeah, they don't have the full faith and confidence in the system that you do because they understand the system. Think about that. Ruminate on that tonight and get back to me tomorrow because, folks, this ain't over. Now, as far as what's going on with the sun, X8 was the biggest one. That sunspot group is facing directly towards Earth now, and if it goes off, this could be the last time we ever talk. Literally, that's not figurative. It's not meant to scare you. It's just meant to make sure that you get something like that and fill it with water if you live in a big city. Because if the power goes off for any amount of time, that's the first thing you'll run out of. Not a fun idea if you think about it. So, see you guys tomorrow. I'll try not to get kicked off of TikTok too much more, but I probably will. In the meantime, keep coming here, subscribe, like, all that stuff. Comment if you want to. Take a look at some of my other videos. Tell me what you think.